Okay, so you may have seen that Russell T Davies, the current Doctor Who showrunner and ex Doctor Who actor David Tennant, because he played two Doctors, did a podcast together, and it was really, really interesting. One thing that I picked up on, and the papers picked up on, and that other people have picked up on, is about Russell T Davies, and it was kind of, when, not if, of when this conversation obviously would start. And why I think it is honestly a good thing. Now, I want to get it out there. I like Russell T Davies. I've met him. He's a very, very nice man in person. But also for what he's done with the show, we can never ever forget. This man brought back the show after it being cancelled. He has completely and utterly expanded it. And whilst you could argue Matt Smith's era, which was under Stephen Moffat, really made it a bit more worldwide, where sort of American audiences were getting more into Doctor Who, Russell T Davies was sort of that step. He provided the step for Moffat to then step up again to release it. So the show is in a very, very healthy place. I think we can agree on that. And whilst obviously that has come with many issues of how he's written certain characters or how he's dealt with endings of stories, it wasn't too much of an issue on his first run because it was his first time. Now he's come back, I've realised that he's sticking the same sort of storyline, well, the same sort of structure as he has done before, and he has introduced the gods concept, which is controversial, but it's something new, and I do praise that. I just think the way he structured his finales and episodes isn't given the idea that I think that he's running out of ideas, but I think it's time for him to step back. He did say that he's not getting any younger. I mean, he is in his 60s now, so he is getting on. And I just think it's time for someone else to take over. A lot of people that like to see new Doctor Who will always be nervous about Russell coming back because, as I said, he's brought back certain aspects, and you could argue some of the decisions he makes with characters are sort of leaning back to how it used to be, and how it used to be was very, very different. And as I said, simple reason that I don't think Ruby is as fleshed out character isn't because of Russell writing her. He's written her basically the same way he's written his old companions. It's just purely the time. I don't think Russell suits the 8 episodes. I think he likes to really develop his characters, which is great, and have that family drama. You need basically 10 or more likely 13 episodes, how it used to be, for his type of structure of characters, which are very, very important to fully work. So, he's trying to get used to this whole new scheme of how TV works nowadays, because it's a very, very different time back then. So, I think, when do I think he should leave? I think he should absolutely complete Ncuti's era, which, don't ask me when that is. If that is only one more series, then fair enough. It depends on how long we would get the next series, if it's the same Doctor, if it's a new Doctor, on if he will want to sort of sign himself up for a whole new era of Doctor Who, where if it goes with the BBC and Disney pull out, the BBC will probably just go with it year on year. If Disney continue, I feel like he will stay, because he's able to tell stories which he wasn't able to due to budgeting, to be quite honest, and the special effects are much better now, so you have got a few more opportunities to tell stories that you couldn't back in the olden days, if you want to call it. So that's something else. But I think what's best for him is to finish Ncuti's era and then let someone else come in. Do I think that Ncuti's era will last one more series? There's a good chance, but I think either way, whatever happens, when Ncuti leaves, Russell leaves with him. I think that's kind of the best thing to do. Because I'm quite a fan of showrunners staying on for 2 Doctors. I really like how Moffat did it. But Russell's done 3 Doctors now. If you really want to include the 14th Doctor, and he's written for 4 Doctors, it's time for him to move on and bring someone new in. Now, I'm not big on the whole showrunner scale of I don't know names, but I know for a fact I want someone brand new. That doesn't have to be someone that's never written for Doctor Who before, so someone like Mark Gatiss, who I know people will shout at me for suggesting that, Pete Matai, someone that there's only written a couple of episodes in the history. of the show, which is something which Chris Chibnall was known for. He wrote 42. He wrote quite a lot of episodes in Torchwood, so he was already reasonably well known. But to bring in someone brand new, I think, comes with risks, because the way you write Doctor Who is very, very different to nearly all other shows. So I think someone that's got a little bit of experience, someone that is a big fan of the show, really does help, and I think that's why the show's been so successful, because we've had showrunners like Russell, like Stephen, who are massive fans of the show and know how it works and know what to do with it most of the time. So I haven't got a name in mind of who I'd want to be the new showrunner, but I would like it to be someone brand new. I'm not bothered about nationality, if they're American, if they're English. I would like to keep them British, English, but I wouldn't be so against it if they were American. So those are my thoughts really about Russell T Davies. What do you think? Do you want him to, well, obviously he has to leave at some point, but how much longer do you want him to stay for? If you're new to the channel, you like to subscribe, that will help me out massively and give this video a like, and I'll see you all soon.